This creative flow yoga sequence is intended for your enjoyment. Whilst every reasonable effort has been made to ensure that the content in this video is safe, practitioners should be aware that this is an advanced practice and not intended for beginners at yoga. People suffering from spinal injuries or joint problems are advised not to follow this video. This video is also not suitable during pregnancy or for those suffering from high blood pressure or heart disease. If at any time during this video you feel any unusual pain or discomfort, you should stop exercising immediately. Hello and welcome to this Creative Flow yoga sequence. We're going to flow through from the front of the mat. There'll be some strong stride back postures and one or two strong stride in postures as we advance through the sequence. You should be a regular yoga practitioner in order to follow through with this sequence. Let's begin. So coming towards the front of the mat, standing in Tadasana, the mountain pose, allowing your feet to engage with the mat through the center of the heel and into the ball of the foot. Gentle lift through the muscles in the fronts of the thighs and at the kneecaps. You're lifting up through the backs of the thighs and through the gluteal muscles. Allowing your tailbone to sink down, just allowing your tailbone to gradually grow heavy as if it's moving in the direction of your heels. And as the tailbone sinks, seeing whether it's possible for your waist to lift and float upwards, growing through towards the crown of your head. Feeling the breath moving in the chest, experiencing the breath opening the space around the heart, lots of room around the heart center. And as you're ready, on an inhalation, we're going to allow the arms to float up and around, using the arms and the breath to help really open the spine towards the crown of the head. Utkatasana from here, bending at the knees, hinging at the hips, lengthening the spine, forwards and upwards. Breathing in as you're ready, arms open upwards and forwards. Exhaling here, inhalation to lengthen right back up again. Exhalation to release down. 3 more rounds. Utkatasana. Breathing in, lifting energy and strength up through the whole body. Exhalation to feel planted through the feet, but keep your spine lengthening, vertebra by vertebra, away from each other. Breathing in, arms float up. Hold your center strong. Navel pulls to the spine. A round of the breath here. Breathing in to extend. Exhaling, the arms come down. As you're ready again, breathing in, breathing out, keeping your spine as long as possible. Inhalation to keep stretching. Exhalation here. Inhalation reaching up and exhalation, arms returning. Once again, passing through Utkatasana. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. This time with the exhalation, we're going to fold forwards, seeing how you can lengthen your spine forwards along the line between your two thighs, keeping the weight as even as you can between your heels and the balls of your feet. Releasing all the way through, breathing in to let your knees stay soft, to let the base of your spine and your sacrum move forwards and downwards. Shoulder blades move up the back as you breathe out, and lifting up from your heels towards your sitting bones. Breathing. So each inhalation, allowing your knees to soften so that you can release your spine from the tailbone into the sacrum, into the crown. Shoulder blades wide and moving up the back. Keep the weight between your heel and the ball of your foot. Last breath here, Uttanasana, and like that. From here, as you're ready, going to breathe in, let the spine open forwards, keep the abdominal muscles really lifted. And we're going to release the left leg back, up and back, breathing out to bring that foot through towards the floor. Opening the distance between both knees, squaring your hips up, exhalation to roll up through your spine. You feel steady here, pelvis level, can allow the arms to lift up, Anjaneyasana, breathing. 2 or 3 breaths here. As you're ready again, with an exhalation, flowing the spine forwards along the line of your front thigh. Breathing in, breathing out, we're going to step that leg back, downward facing dog. Pressing away from the hands, it's always helpful to let your knees bend, to bring your thighs into your abdomen so that you really can, at this point, lift your ribs out of your shoulders. Keep your collarbones broad and open and your shoulder blades moving up your back towards your sitting bones. Navel pulls to the spine, deep lift in the lower abdomen, heels sink downwards as your kneecaps pull upwards. Keep the breastbone and the spine moving towards each other. Keep the rib cage and the pelvis tracking each other, your spine lengthening through the center. From here, we're going to flow into Bhujangasana. So we pass through the plank, breathing in, breathing out, pull through to the plank, stretching your spine forwards, tuck your elbows in behind. Breathing in, dive to the floor, reach forwards and upwards. Back muscles lifting you. Once again, exhalation, flow through, downward facing dog, and then we're just going to step up. Uttanasana again, breathing in to flow up through our spine. Exhalation, mountain pose at the front of the mat. Breathing, allowing the exhalation to lengthen, allowing the heartbeat to relax, centering the mind within the body, collecting the energy that we've already stimulated. Once again, flowing through from the top, Utkatasana, breathing in and exhalation, Utkatasana, inhalation. Exhalation, inhalation and exhalation. We're going to fold forwards, lengthening the spine along the line of the insides of the thigh bones, holding the weight between the heels and the balls of the feet. Breathing in to let the knees bend and to let your tailbone lift up as your sacrum moves downwards and forwards. And then the rest of the spine follows the sacrum through towards the crown of the head. The shoulder blades are wide and they move up your back towards your sitting bones. So 3 breaths here. Just practicing in that way. And then this time, as you're ready, going to breathe in. Let the trunk reach forwards, stretch your spine forwards. As you release, this time your right leg back. Opening the spine, back leg comes down. So here, once again, opening the distance between both knees. If it feels better, back knee comes to the floor. Draw up through the kneecap on your back thigh. Exhalation, roll up through your spine, squaring your hips. As you feel ready, if you feel ready, raising the arms up and through. And Janayasana, breathing here. Lots of room in the heart space. Really opening the chest with the breath and breathing. Last breath here. Then as you're ready, spine flows forward, tailbone to crown. Spine follows the line of the inside of your front thigh. Breathing in, breathing out, we step back again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So just checking the space between the hands and the feet. Feeling that your spine is nice and long here. Front of the spine again open. And then as you're ready, I'm going to breathe in, breathe out through to plank. Breathing in, dive down, all the way through. So again, your back muscles doing the work. Exhalation, moving back and up. Breathing in, breathing out, stepping forwards, all the way through. Uttanasana. And then from here, we're going to breathe in again, abdomen strong, rolling all the way up. Exhalation, hands to the heart center. Just a few breaths here, few moments here. Again, just collecting the energy that we've been stimulating. Just being in the energy between the soles of the feet and the crown of the head. Centering. As we're ready, we're going to step back with our right leg. So from standing this time. So breathing in, let your spine lengthen, and then breathing out to step back. So you're aiming to bring your left heel behind your right heel. Right angle at the front of back of your front knee, wrapping the thigh muscles around. Nice firm solid foot at the front. outside edge of your back foot rolling into the floor and the arch lifted. We're going to release into a twist facing to the long side of the mat, and then breathing in, opening the arms. Let's take the drishti, the focus for the eyes, back, and then let's take the drishti forwards. As you're ready, tailbone pulls down, breathing in to lift up, breathing out to pass the arms down again. As you're ready, inhalation. Exhalation to flow down, so opening the line of the spine away from the hips. So back leg reaches away, strong stretch. Lower side of the waist stretches. Exhalation to round forwards. Inhalation here to right the angle on the back leg. And breathing out to step back again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing here. Upper back strong, shoulder blades wide, moving up the back. Deep lift in the lower abdomen, navel pulls to the spine. Tracking the ribs and the pelvis towards one another, but letting your spine lengthen in between. Knees can always bend. Feel that the insides of the legs from the hip joints is lengthening into the heels. Pull up through the kneecaps and the fronts of the thighs. Sink down through the heels. From here, it's a kind of flow through from downward dog into upward dog. So we're just going to, as if passing towards the plank, but we keep the elbows extended on this one. Hips a little bit move backwards as we lift our upper spine upwards, collarbones open, deep lift in the abdominal muscles, so hips are not sinking but lengthening back. Exhalation to release, up and back again. Breathing. Going to step up, step, step. And then from here again, rolling up through our spine, all the way through. Exhalation, Tadasana. Breathing here, just 2 or 3 breaths. Once again, as you're ready, going to breathe in and then stepping back, this time with your right leg. So stepping through. So once again, heel in line with heel and just releasing into a bit of a twist here. So drishti moves to that back arm, looking behind us. Outside edge of the back foot rolling to the floor, arch lifted. Front foot strong. Right angle at the back of that front knee. Heart center open. Lower body strong. Releasing the drishti to the front arm. Breathing here. As you're ready, allowing the arms to float upwards. Tailbone pulls downwards. Breathing. Prasarita Virabhadrasana. Breathing. Lifting the heart center into the sky. Exhalation to pass down through Namaste again. Breathing in. Exhalation, strong anchor into your back leg. Opening your left waist along the line of your front thigh. Exhalation to roll through. Back, knees and toes turn around. And once again, press back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So we let the hands really press into the mat. Shoulders broad, shoulder blades wide, and moving up the back. Knees can always bend so that you're really able to unfurl your spine. Use the strength in your waist and your lower abdomen to unfurl the spine. Keep your pelvis supported from the lower abdominal muscles. And let your inside hip joints, inside leg to your knee to your heel open downwards. Backs of the legs open, but you pull up through the fronts, but not so much through the insides. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana from here. So once again, coming through, as if towards quite a high plank. Elbows stay long. Send your hips away as you open your upper back forwards and upwards. Send the hips back and away towards your heels. They're not sinking. Breathe in. And then from here, navel pulls to the spine, lifting up and back. Good. So breathing here. This time we're not going to walk forwards. Just allowing the body to find some ease and repose in this posture. Upper back strong, shoulders strong, abdomen strong, and the mind focused. As you're ready, you're going to, with an inhalation, stride the right leg through to between the hands, or coming up into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So breathing in, step forward, back heel swings in, behind, out breath to roll up through your spine, inhalation to reach up into your arms. Breathing here, so outside edge of your back foot lifted, outside edge of that foot down. It's not possible to square the hips really here for the majority of people. It's always a little bit of a compromise between the lower back and the back knee. So just feel that both the lower back and the back knee are reasonably comfortable here. Breathing, heart center lifting to the sky, throat open, third eye open, and breathing. Now from here we are going to try to square the hips as we again flow our spine forwards along the line of the inside of the front thigh. Back leg needs to be really stretching away from you. It's the anchor for the safety of the tailbone. So you're transferring more weight to your back leg now. Keep reaching your tailbone back and keep anchoring that back heel. Spine lengthens forwards and downwards. So this is a very long position for Parsvottanasana, and it may feel too long. We should be trying to square the hips, and there should not be too much strain or pull at the back of this front leg. And you should be able to find the strength that you would need to support it if it's the right length for you. And if it feels as though it's a struggle to support it, just bring that back leg in a little bit. There's no point in straining. So we hold the hips nice and square as we can manage, letting the spine lengthen. We need strength here because we're going to lift up into Trikonasana, Utthita Trikonasana, the triangle. So once again, the legs need to lengthen very firmly from the insides of the hip joints down to your heels. Pull up through the kneecaps and the fronts of the thighs. The backs of your legs are opening. Going to lengthen the spine up and away from the floor. Let the line of your spine, once again, follow the line of the inside of your front leg. You can put some support into this hand, but really you're looking for support from your body. So the back of your shoulders, back of your waist needs to work. Keep that lower waist, your right waist, really long as you spiral through. Upper back strong, breathing here. Really reach back through that right sitting bone to open the lower side of your right waist. Breathing. And then we're just going to let the arm flow on down and around again. Forwards, let your spine release, breathing in and breathing out to press back. Good. From here again, this time we're going to try and flow through a lower plank, pulling up through your kneecaps, fronts of your thighs, pulling up through your bottom. Again, push into your heels, tuck the elbows in close. Keep reaching your hips back as you lift up through your upper body. Breathing, exhalation, back and up. Good. Breathing here, lots of breath across your shoulders, lots of breath across your ribs and pelvis, deep lift in the lower abdomen, navel pulls to the spine. Centered and breathing. And then from here, as you're ready, we're going to stride our left leg through to between the hands. Breathing in, breathing out, back heel comes in line. Strong lift in the inner thighs, breathing out to roll up through your spine. Inhalation to bring the arms up. So once again, we have to find that compromise between the lower back and the back knee. Arch of the back foot lifts, outside edge of the back foot rolls into the floor. Lots of power in this front foot, wrapping around your thigh, heart center open, chest open, third eye open, arms and hands soft and the energy flowing. All the strength is beneath you. Breathing. So then we're flowing into Parsvottanasana. So once again, use your core muscles to direct your tailbone back. Spine lengthens along the line of your front thigh. Opening all the way forwards and inwards. Now this is the point at which again, we should really think in terms of squaring that back hip in. So as I say, you should feel if you've got a really long stride like this that you're able to support it from out of your strength. And if not, then you need, of course, to shorten that distance. because to come into Trikonasana from there, you need to be sure of yourself. And ideally, you should be able to just about support it without the lower arm resting into the floor. Breathing. And then with completing that circle on your back arm, all the way forward. It's a long position. Breathing in, breathing out, press back. So here we are again. Lots of space within your body. Know where your spine is, because essentially, as we flow down into our plank and then forwards and upwards, we're just flowing our spine. We adjust the body around the spine to be able to carry it. Pull up in your bottom, lift up through the fronts of the thighs, keep reaching your hips back, forwards and upwards. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhalation, up and back. Breathing here, breathing here. Good. So then from here, we're going to think about hopping up to Malasana. So we're going to aim to hop up so that our hands come to either side of, our feet come to either side of our hands. So you need to lift from your abdominal muscles and breathe in and pull through. That's it. And then once again, there you are, Malasana. Tailbone sinks down, shoulders lifted, breathing, breathing. And then as we're ready, we just let that release. So coming away, legs can stay open in front of us, especially after we've done so much strong work through our backs. This long version of Baddha, almost coming towards a version perhaps of Kumasana, feels really good, allows your spine to really open and lengthen with your legs, separating obviously. Ideally, shoulders keep sinking back and away from your ears. It's usually a good stretch through the lower back here, and breathing. Possible the head just rests into the feet and creates a little energy seal. Sometimes from there it's nice to let the arms relax forwards and the palms move towards the ceiling. Tends to have a very receptive feel. But of course the head may not touch the feet, and then you can always just stack the fists instead for a change. And then as we're ready from here, let's roll up through our spines, all the way up towards seated, and we let the legs come parallel. And then from here, kind of seated Trikonasana, allowing your right hand and arm to come through to the inside of your right thigh. And again, this idea of letting your spine lift from the base of the spine up and forwards through the center between the legs. And I will use a little bit of leverage here from the inside of my right leg, keeping my right sitting bone position. So it can be that the leverage would pull your left, so your right hip forward, but that won't be so helpful. So keeping your right waist strong, so you keep reaching that sitting bone back, and then you bring this hand in. And then from here, it is quite nice to open like this. So as you're breathing in, your spine can keep lengthening so long as your arm is in front of your ear. So let it lengthen through this part. And now the spine should be at the full extension, and the twist is going to obviously increase now. So it's all the way through. And the knees can be bent, or if you can keep this lift through the base of the spine, it can be extended. But it's this that should be in place. If when the legs extend, the spine buckles like that, I don't think it's a good idea. So breathing here, and then from this position, allowing the spine again from the base of the spine to flow forwards, segment by segment. From the base of the spine it untwists and releases forwards. Your sides have been opened by the twist, and you just relax into that sense of space.
And again, it could be that your spine is going to really open forwards between the line of the thighs. Breathing. Once again, we can roll up through our spine, allowing the knees to bend, and then on this side you can see more what I'm doing, see if I'm doing what I'm saying. So the left waist should stay really long as I use a little bit of pressure so that the left leg, inner leg, puts a little bit of leverage against that left arm. I keep this waist as long as possible and my hip rock solid into the mat. Breathing in, let my neck and head follow the line of the arm. So long as the arm is ahead of in front of the ear, I can lengthen the spine, but now the spine needs to be fully lengthened and the twist takes over. So as I say, sometimes you can lengthen one leg here before you're ready to lengthen both legs. But it's really that the spine should be very long, not stretching the legs in order to specifically compromise your spine. It's always about the spine. Breathing, and then once again from here. It's from the base of the spine that the twist essentially releases. And you let the weight at the base of the spine release forward, vertebra by vertebra, vertebra after each vertebra, all the way forward, little by little. The whole spine lengthens through along the line of your legs, and with that length in your spine, you might be opening your legs past your Trikonasana, shoulder blades wide, moving down the back, sitting bones reaching behind you, breathing here, resting, just resting. And then after all of that, it's time to roll up through our spines. And then roll down through our spines onto the mat, essentially rolling through, lengthening out. And I think it's time just to simply let go, just allowing the body to relax. To spend a few moments simply being here on the mat. With such an energetic practice, the whole of the body becomes infused with the pranic energy of the practice. Just observing for a moment the hands from the inside. Just being aware of any warmth and any tingling within the hands from the inside. And the life of the hands on the inside. Letting the mind come into the feet, experiencing the feet from the inside, the sense of warmth or tingling within the feet. Experiencing the life of the feet from the inside. Being aware of the volume, the weight of the legs as they rest on the mat. Experiencing the legs from the inside and the life moving through the legs on the inside. Experiencing the weight of the hips from the inside. From the inside, the weight of the pelvis resting into the mat beneath you. From the inside, experiencing any sense of ease that there might be through the abdomen. From the inside, experiencing the movement in the solar plexus. From the inside, the broadening and widening of the solar plexus on the inhalations. And on the exhalations, the sense of the solar plexus just relaxing in again, the ribs gathering in again, the base of the ribcage softening into the support beneath it. experiencing the life energy within the solar plexus. From the inside, being aware of the room, the spaciousness within the chest, experiencing the energy of the breath from the inside. From the inside, being aware of the heart space and the center of the chest behind the breastbone. Just being aware of the energy within that space. From the inside, experiencing the throat. From the inside, allowing the breath to open the throat on the inhalations. As the breath leaves, allowing the throat muscles to relax behind the breath. From the inside, being aware of the space where the collarbones meet the breastbone at the base of the throat, and again, allowing the quality of the energy from the inside within that space. Allowing the awareness to come into the space behind the eyebrows, beneath the crown of the head. Just being aware of the energy behind the forehead, the life energy behind the forehead. Letting the focus of the mind concentrate all throughout that length and breadth and depth of space that is the body. Spending a moment being aware of the life flowing through the body from the inside. Here acknowledging, owning any piece that there may be. And gradually again allowing the breath to begin to adjust in length and speed to come back towards something more suited to movement, more suited to activity. And let's bring a little bit of movement back into the body again, into the toes and into the feet, into the fingers and into the hands. Gently and slowly allowing the head to move towards one side, and draw center again, releasing towards the other side. And draw center again. Just let the arms and the legs roll inwards and outwards at the shoulders and at the hip joints. And you can always let the legs come back in line with the hips and the arms come back in line with the shoulders. So reaching up, reaching down, feeling the muscles engage again about the spine and reawakening all through the whole back, into the arms and into the legs. And always here we can just hug the legs in and towards us and settling the hips on the mat 2 or 3 times, one direction. And then 2 or 3 times opposite direction as well. And then as you're ready, think about just rolling over, coming onto one side, and gently from the side rolling up through the spine to come back up towards seated. Om Shanti Namaste. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and see you again soon on this channel.